Oh, hi, Mark. I guess I'm just feeling ambitious tonight, because I have filmed 2 other videos tonight. I think it was 2. Anywho, I just got a fucking hair in my mouth from somewhere, probably my head. God, I don't want to be bald. I hope that never happens. Knock on some wood. Anyway, this is my next collection update. I haven't done a collection update in so long. In a very long time. Now, to be fair, I at some point or another just kind of took a step back from YouTube, to where I just kind of, there was a certain point where I was just like, I am only going to post when I want to post. And the issue is I never wanted to post. So I was like, it would be entirely pointless for me to just accumulate all these movies in a big stack somewhere in my room, for me to later talk about. I may as well just start putting them in the collection. And around about when that happened, I lost track of what movies I acquired since the last one. So this undoubtedly will not have all of the horror movies that I got since last update. Unfortunately, I got lazy, and you're just not going to see all of them, because I'm sure there's more than what I have out. But it is what it is. Anyway, let's jump into it. First of all, I'm going to cover something that I don't actually know if I covered on the last video. I just pulled it out just in case. I'm going to go over it very briefly. The Arrow Sergio Martino collection, which includes The Case of the Scorpion's Tail, Your Vice is a Locked Room and Only I Have the Key, and The Suspicious Death of a Minor. If I'm being entirely honest, I don't remember The Case of the Scorpion's Tail, even though I feel like somehow that was my favorite of the 3. Your Vice is a Locked Room and Only I Have the Key, also known as the longest title of all time. Get out of my face with that title. I wasn't actually huge on that film, and then The Suspicious Death of a Minor, it was alright. I don't know, maybe I'm just not the biggest Sergio Martino fan. Yeah, we'll do this one next. Why not? Another box set. Fright Night Box Set. This is a really cheap box set. It's literally the same on both sides, which is ridiculous. Like, it doesn't have a front or a back. I guess technically it has a back. This is the back, because it has the logos and stuff, but so silly. It's not a very good box set. I bought it because I found it at a thrift store, a pawn shop for like $5. And I did own Sleepy Hollow, but that's the only one that I owned. I didn't own Red Eye, I didn't own What Lies Beneath, and I did not own The Haunting. I bought it mainly for What Lies Beneath, and sort of for Red Eye. No guarantee this copy of Red Eye works, because it does look kind of scratched. But What Lies Beneath, pretty sure that's a fairly good movie. Like, I've heard, from what I've heard, seems like people like it. And then The Haunting is a garbage movie. It really is. It's a bad film. Nowhere near the original. What was the original? Just The Haunting, or The Haunting of Hill House? It was just The Haunting. Yeah. The Haunting is so much, the 63 one, so much better than that garbage movie. Anyway. Oh, there's another one. Anyway, let's get into the other releases now. I guess we'll just start with the DVDs. I have a lot more DVDs than Blu-Rays, so we're going to be in the DVDs for quite a bit. The Intruder, I actually just recorded a review for this tonight. It was an okay movie. I think I gave it a 6 out of 10. It was alright. Mom and Dad, I bought this actually along with a bunch of other Nicolas Cage movies. Like, I just went through and purchased a ton of Nicolas Cage films. I have never seen this movie. I really want to. I haven't yet, but I very much so will. Yeah. The other Nicolas Cage movies I bought with it kind of disappointed me. Southbound. This is a rather good movie. Pretty good anthology movie. Just stay. Fried Berry. I bought this because it's apparently batshit. I bought it off a recommendation from a buddy, and I'm actually saving it to watch with that friend. Censor. This was an alright movie. Visually, it was very stunning. I think it was very overhyped how violent this movie was, because it wasn't very violent. I think I would have liked it a lot better had it not had all these stupid quotes on the cover that get your hopes up for absolutely nothing. You know, things like blood-soaked, that's on the back there. Mind-bending nightmare. That one's actually a pretty accurate quote. That one, I appreciate that guy. Engrossing, disturbing. It wasn't very disturbing. Yeah. Censor, it... Oh, frightening, disorienting, and frankly shocking. It wasn't very shocking. Like, this is just... Content-wise, this is pretty baseline. You know... Quality-wise, I think this movie was a cut above the rest, no pun intended. But content-wise, like, it's not particularly disturbing, and it's not particularly scary, so I don't know what they're all raving about. I really don't. It was a pretty good movie, though. I can see how it was technically better than a lot of the movies released around that year, which was last year, right? But it just wasn't one of my personal favorites, simply because it disappointed me, like I said. Which probably isn't, you know, it's not fair to the movie that it, you know, that critics are jackasses that overhype things that don't need to be that hyped. But anyway, Mary... I've never seen this, but it had Gary Oldman in it, so I was like, And I found it at the Dollar Tree, so I'm not gonna not buy a horror movie with Gary Oldman in it that I found at the Dollar Tree. It's not gonna happen. Voodoo Apocalypse, yes. Just absolutely. Yep, that's exactly what that is. I am very much so looking forward to Voodoo Apocalypse. This is another one that I found at the Dollar Tree. Polaroid. I've heard nothing but mediocre things about this movie. I don't really expect anything. Oh my god. I have to get a haircut, man. For real. This is getting out of hand. My hair doesn't want to cooperate when I style it this way when it's this damned long. This is ridiculous. Anyway, Polaroid, it looks mediocre. Probably is mediocre. Speaking of mediocre, Winchester. This is better than the garbage tier film that I heard it was. Like, I like Winchester. I think it's an okay movie. I got that for Christmas, by the way. Mayhem. Just ordered this from Amazon. I'm expecting this movie to be fantastic. Yeah, there's absolutely no other expectation for me other than I think Mayhem is going to be absolutely fantastic. Benny Loves You. This movie could go either way, honestly. I'm really hoping it's a very funny movie. Fingers crossed for Benny Loves You. Okay, Zombievers, there's no way I don't love this movie. That's all I'm saying, is if you have a movie called Zombievers, about zombie beavers. There's absolutely no way I don't buy that movie and then proceed to love that movie. So, yeah, I'm very much so looking forward to Zombievers. Tokyo Gore Police. I bought this on Amazon, and I don't know what it is with certain films on Amazon, especially certain Asian films. I also noticed a lot of the reviews were saying it for a zombie-ass Toilet of the Dead, which I was going to buy because it sounds stupid. But that they're DVD-Rs, not DVDs, and it's weird because this looks like a legit release, right? Like, is this a legit release? I genuinely don't know. Because this is a DVD-R. It says DVD, but as you can see, that is... Holy shit, I just created a monster. Because you can see the reflection, and it just goes layers and layers deeper. That is horrifying. Anyway, yeah, it is a DVD-R, and I really dislike that. I mean, it'll work on my Blu-ray player or whatever, but... I don't know. That bugs me. I don't know if this is a legit release or not. I hope it is. That makes me, like, hesitant to buy the other Asian movie that I wanted to buy, Zombie Ass, which that is such a stupid title, but I can't help it. Like Tokyo Gore Police, phenomenal title. I love stupid movies, okay? You need to understand something. I love dumb movies. I also low-key love Mountain Dew Spark. It's kind of delicious. This is the zero sugar one, too. Like, you know what? Zero sugar Mountain Dew Spark. Who'da thunk? It's pretty damn tasty. Anywho, Black Friday. This movie I'm expecting to be pretty cool. Bruce Campbell in a new, I think it's a zombie film? Taking place during Black Friday, so I would assume there's some social commentary in there. But it doesn't look like a film that takes itself too seriously. If this movie is that type of movie that takes itself way too serious, I'd be very surprised. And a little let down, but there is no way it's that type of movie. But that's also what I thought for Anna and the Apocalypse. And that movie took itself a little too seriously, I'm thinking. Yeah, Black Friday. Okay, and these last movies, and I forgot to say it for The Intruder, I actually found The Intruder plus these three final DVDs at the local grocery store. So I have a grocery store in my town where there's actually a rental section. And there's one shelf at the bottom of the rental section where they have movies to buy, which is pretty awesome. They don't have very many movies that you can buy. It's a very small shelf, and there are hardly any movies on it. And it's rare that I find a movie actually worth buying. But I found a few horror movies on a certain day. They're 3 for $10. I bought 4 of them, so... You know, I figured for that price, they're all worth giving a shot, and they all looked pretty good, so... The Intruder was one of them. I'd say it was worth the price, but... Let's Scare Julie? I know pretty much nothing about this movie. I think that cover art's dope. I like the neon sort of design on it. Yeah, I like the way the case looks. Of course, don't judge a book by the cover, but... Relic. This movie seems to... It seems that people like this movie. I mean, you know, the quotes on the case. Of course, we've seen where quotes on cases get me with censor. Terrifying, turns the haunted house story on its head. Enigmatic, mournful, deeply creepy. Now, that one actually I like a lot. I like I like hearing that a movie is mournful, because oddly enough, I don't know what it is, but I really, really like when horror movies in particular are just super depressing. Like Hereditary, super depressing movie. The Blackcoat's Daughter, that's literally one of my favorite horror movies ever. It's uber depressing. The Dark and the Wicked, super depressing. You know, I love a depressing horror movie. Exerts an ever-tightening hold on the imagination. Yeah. I don't know. I'm looking forward to Relic. This one I also just watched and recorded a review for, a little short review, but The Beach House. This was an awesome movie, seriously. If you haven't seen The Beach House and you like Lovecraftian horror, cosmic stuff, absolutely watch The Beach House. This is good, creepy shit. Absolutely creepy. Okay. Before I begin with the Blu-rays, I'm going to start this one. This is going to be the most difficult one, I'm thinking, to kind of show off. I got this for Christmas. My mother got this for me. Because, damn it, I'm a mama's boy. And my wonderful mother bought me the Evil Dead Groovy collection on 4K. Well, of course, there's no other, like, they didn't do a DVD of this, but obviously it's 4K. But 4K and Blu-ray, an absolutely beautiful box. Probably my favorite part is the back, right there. You have the cabin and Sam Raimi's car, like that faux lightning. Oh my god. Or, well, I don't know if it's supposed to be lightning or like reality cracking. I love it. I absolutely love everything about this. And then you open it up, which this is why it's going to be kind of hard to show off here. You open it up like that. Oh, it's so good. Okay, just like that. And then you lift up on this string and it pulls out. It's like a book. It's literally like a book. And then you open it up and it has all the movies that are in the box set. The Evil Dead, Evil Dead 2, and the seasons of Ash vs. Evil Dead, which is just an awesome way of doing a box set. I absolutely love this thing. I haven't got the opportunity to watch any of it in 4K yet. I don't actually even have a 4K player. Funny story. But, my buddy does. Basically, I'm just going to mooch his television and his 4K player off him for a couple of hours and end up watching a couple of these. Because, I mean, he loves the Evil Dead movies too. I'm sure he won't mind. But, anyway, now we're going to get into the Blu-rays. There aren't very many of these. I'm just going to grab the whole stack. There aren't very many of these. I really wish there was more. But I just kind of... At least there's not very many that I remembered that I purchased. I'm sure there's a ton that I've purchased since last video, but like I said, I waited way too long, and it just ended up being... I don't remember a good portion of what I actually bought in that time frame, so... Saint Maude. This was a really good movie. Horrifying. Absolutely horrifying. There's a few parts in Saint Maude that'll have you... I don't even know what they'll have you doing. They'll have you questioning everything. That's... yeah. Yeah, Saint Maude. This movie is disturbing. Of course, it's that's A24, right? Yeah, that is an A24 film. I've just come to expect quality out of A24. I actually paused an A24 movie to come over here and record this, which I paused Under the Skin. I was watching it for the first time. Unfortunately, I don't know if I'll actually even finish it. It's getting kind of late, and I'm getting kind of tired. I say as I take another swig of my caffeinated beverage. But, anyway. This is a wicked release. Though... I can't say anything for the movie because I've never seen the movie. But it is a wicked-ass release. And I found it at Barnes & Noble. Vampire. 1932? Yes, 1932. God damn, I haven't even seen this movie and I know what year it came out. Good. It's probably because I've just seen that cover enough times. It says 1932 right on there. But, I mean, it is just a beautiful, beautiful release. And it was the same amount of money as all the other Criterions in the Barnes & Noble for this awesome, like, box set, like, release. It's not quite a box set, but... Of course, we have a book, Writing Vampire, which includes the screenplay. And Carmilla? I don't know what Carmilla is, being entirely honest. I don't know what any of this is. Like, part of this seems like a book, and then part of this is, well, a screenplay. Obviously, it is the screenplay of Vampire, but I don't know. That's cool to see. I'm never going to deny a nice, hefty booklet. Well, in this case, like a book in my releases. Like, I'm not going to complain about it. And we have the film itself, which, I mean, we have another booklet within that case. Not quite as thick, obviously. Not quite as thick with 2 C's. But you have all that bonus. Ah! I lost grip on it. You have all that bonus material, motherfucker. All the bonus material. Pretty neat. And then the singular Blu-ray inside all of that. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Absolutely fantastic. I'll worry about that later. I want to get this all in one video. Disturbia. I found this at the Dollar Tree. I'm not, like, huge on Disturbia. I remember it being okay. I haven't seen this movie since, like, early high school. Maybe even junior high. It's pretty much just Hitchcock's Rear Window, except not as good. The Conjuring. I actually already own this movie on DVD, but I found it for $1 at the Dollar Tree on Blu-ray, so I wasn't gonna leave it there. I mean, it's $1. Now, this movie is absolutely sick. In a good way. The Last Matinee. This is an awesome movie. I think it came out just last year, 2021. Yeah, 2021. And it is a film that emulates sort of, at least visually, it looks like a 1970s giallo. And then it plays out like a slasher film. But visually, I mean, it is just... It looks that way. It reminds me kind of how the movie Francesca looks, which isn't a 1970s giallo. It's kind of funny that I used a neo-giallo film to describe the way this looks when I was saying it looks like a movie out of the 70s. But, I mean, it does. It looks like it came straight out of that time period, as does Francesca. But, awesome slasher movie. If you haven't seen it and you don't mind reading subtitles, The Last Matinee, really cool movie. Malignant. I know there's a lot of mixed feelings on Malignant. I love it. This was one of my favorite movies of last year. I absolutely love Malignant. I think this is an awesome addition to the slasher genre. This is actually another movie that's kind of visually inspired by, like, Italian giallo. Not quite as heavily as The Last Matinee, but to a certain extent. And yeah, I love Malignant. I think it's a great slasher movie. And you know what? Because I like you guys, okay? Because I like you guys. Tell you what. I don't use my digital codes. Okay? Okay? Okay. These last 3 films have digital codes on them. Alright? Now what I want you to do is reap the benefits. Whoever is the first to see this, to make it this far into the video, you're the person that gets the digital codes. Because guess what? My videos have an audience retention of about 3 seconds. Okay? No one watches these shits. And no one damn sure watches these shits this far in. So guess what? If you did that, you're already ahead of the game. So at the end, I'm going to flash the digital codes. And I'm going to turn the camera around. That way it's easier to read. That way you don't have to read it backwards. Of these last 3 films. Though unfortunately, it looks like we're not going to get this all in one go. Damn it, I'm going to have to edit these 2 parts together. I don't like doing that. Anyway, I digress. Antlers. Antlers is awesome. I mean, what do you want from me? This is such a dark movie. This is another one of those that is just super dark and depressing. Like, I remember seeing this in theaters. I was kind of buzzed up while watching it, actually. I had drank a little bit before going out to see Antlers. And, like, once this movie started getting nice and dark, I was just... It was like it sobered me up so quick. And like, I had a nice little buzz going, and then this movie just started getting darker and darker and darker. I was just like, well, shit, now I'm sober. By the end of the movie. And yeah, absolutely, this is another one that I have a digital code for. I might have digital codes for the other ones, but I'm not going to go through all of them looking for digital codes. Besides, these are the newest ones. These are the ones where the digital codes are pretty much guaranteed to work. Because I don't... like I said, I don't redeem the digital codes. So, pretty much no way they don't work, right? Alright, and last but not least, this is my newest pickup. Halloween Kills. I loved this movie. Not sorry. I loved Halloween 2018. I loved Halloween Kills. You know, the whole subplot with the one guy, what was his name? Mr. Toomey, Mr. Tooley. Something or other. I don't know. The guy who you can't have your shoelaces untied in front of because he has a fixation for such things. At least that's what Sartain says in Halloween 2018. And I'm pretty sure it was that guy. Anyway, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. The whole subplot with him where the mob is like going after him, I'm not huge on it. That's like the one part of this movie I didn't like very much, just because, you know, it was just kind of a thing where it took my mood out of it, because, like, it's okay to see the butchering of innocents, but, like, like, it bothered me with this guy, because Mostly because he didn't know what was going on. Like, that's what makes it so messed up. I don't like that. He didn't even know what was going on. He was mentally incompetent. Like, Motherfucker didn't do anything to nobody. I don't know. It felt different than, like, just another slasher victim, because obviously Michael didn't even kill him. Anyway, thank you for watching this far into the video. If you did, I really appreciate it. And how am I going to show you that I appreciate it? Well, you are about to reap the benefits of the fact that I don't redeem digital codes. I never do. So you are about to reap the benefit from my Halloween Kills digital code, the Antlers digital code, and the Malignant digital code. Just whoever it is to watch this far into the video first gets it. I know that's kind of an imperfect way of doing it, but alright, boys and girls, there's the Halloween one. The Antlers digital code and the Malignant digital code. And basically, if you use these digital codes, if you try to use these digital codes and they don't work, it's because someone beat you to it. Better luck next time. But I promise you, I did not use them, because I genuinely do not use digital codes. They just end up being useless slips of paper to me. So, there you guys go. Thank you for staying till the end of the video. I appreciate it if you did. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Also, I forgot to mention, or rather, I didn't think to mention, if you would, please do me a favor. Do everyone else who ever watches through the video a favor. If you do end up redeeming the digital codes, please put it in the comment section down below. That way someone doesn't end up, wasting their time. Just say, I got the digital codes. That's all you gotta do. Alrighty.